Hi everyone, I'm Faronak and this is FaraVibe Art, where creepy sketches meet quiet truths we don't say out loud. If you like dark art, whispered psychology, and stories that feel a little too real, you're in the right place. Today's drawing looks simple: a face on the left, a dangling figure in the center, and a wide-eyed hand peeking in from the right. But if you sit with them too long, they start talking to each other, or maybe they've been talking all along and we're just finally listening. There is a reason this one lives on the left. The first thing your eye meets sets the rules, and this face has rules. The mouth curves upward the way a taut string hums, pretty at first, then sharp if you touch it for too long. Teeth like fence pickets, a smile built for containment, not joy. It's a face that doesn't laugh, it authorizes laughter. If this character has a biography, it would start with a line like, I learned early that people trust what looks harmless. That's why the smile is so careful, just high enough to pass inspections, low enough to keep secrets. The cheek rises, but not from warmth. The eye isn't laughing with it, the eye is measuring. Psychologically, this is the executive self, the planner that narrates our life in perfect past tense. It's fine, I'm fine, we are fine. Cognitive therapists call it cognitive safety behaviors, little tricks the mind uses to appear stable while the body is busy thinking. In workplaces, it's the competent mask. In families, the reliable one. In relationships, the calm one who never asks for much. This face is what you become when you'd rather hold the room together than admit you are cracking. But look at the edges, where the line thickens and stutters. That's where control bleeds. This character learned the most dangerous magic of all: extraction. It can pull pieces of itself out and shape them into smaller, friendlier creatures. Decoys, proxies. It's a survival trick, like cutting a flower and putting it in a vase, pretending the whole garden is okay. If you've ever said, I'm just tired, when you were actually heartbroken, congrats, you've met the architect. If you've ever posted a bright update while deleting the messy part, there it is again, smiling from the left edge of your screen. The architect believes three things. 1. Perception is protection. If they see me stable, I stay safe. 2. Distance is mercy. If I keep my real chaos away from you, I'm being kind. 3. Creation controls consequence. If I build the story, I decide its ending. But the body never signs that contract. Emotions don't care about spin. That's why even in ink, you can feel a little tremor under the grin. Like a violin held by shaking hands, a practiced expression still has a pulse. This face is a thesis about control delivered by someone afraid of losing it. In story terms, this character is the architect of identities, and that's where the center figure comes in. Suspended from a delicate, almost affectionate grip. The middle figure dangles, long, limbed, underfed, oddly polite. It even waves. That's the part that hurts. Only recent creations wave. Old identities just perform. New ones beg to be believed. This is the presented self, the version the architect crafts and offers to the world like a gift. Here, this is me, lightweight, tidy, low maintenance. The hand holding the thread isn't random. It belongs to the left figure. The puppet belongs to the puppeteer. We build selvas to survive rooms, jobs, families, feats. Over time, the hand becomes steady, and the puppet becomes every introduction we make. And yet, pay attention, this marionette doesn't resist. There is no struggle in the ankles, no twist in the spine, only that awkward, delicate wave. That's what happens when approval becomes oxygen. Resistance looks like rudeness, and disappearance looks like peace. The middle character is where people pleasing and performance live. In psychology, they call it self silencing, suppressing your true needs to maintain connection. Social media calls it branding. Families call it being easy. Either way, it's a slow evaporation with good manners. But here's the dangerous loop the drawing sneaks in. The more the architect relies on this puppet, the less it remembers the person beneath. A version that is constantly palatable becomes the only version others can recognize. That's how we get trapped inside our own presentation. We spend years fine tuning the wave and forget how to touch. Notice the body preparations, childlike in their wrongness. The long legs are mobility without autonomy. You can run, but not where you choose. The narrow arms are gesture without grasp. You can signal, but not hold. The tiny head is awareness minimized. Thinking is allowed, but only inside the policy. Every I'm good you don't mean adds another inch to those legs. There is a thought experiment I love. If your mask makes everyone love you, who are they loving? The puppet learns it first. A fiction aimed at a performance never reaches the performer. That hollowness shows up as burnout, mysterious sadness. I have a great life. Why do I feel nothing? The body knows the applause isn't for you. But the drawing gives the marinade a kind of grace too. That little wave, yes, it's compliments, but it's also signal. I'm here, I'm still here. Things become tragic when they stop trying. This one is still trying. And that brings us to the witness watching both, the only one not pretending things are fine. Just eyes and a forehead, picking up over the edge of the page like a child watching adults argue through a cracked door. The pupils are too big, drown the way pupils swell in darkness or fear. This one doesn't speak, it registers. If the left is architect and the middle is the marinade, the right is the archivist, the nervous system with a notebook. Call it conscious if you like, or the body's black box recording everything the story tries to bury. It's a part of you that wakes up at 3 a.m. and says something's wrong, even when your calendar says you are okay. The archivist has one job: observe. It stores the microflinches when you say yes instead of no. It remembers which rooms made your shoulders rise. It marks the exact day your laugh got quieter. It doesn't correct, it catalogs. In trauma psychology, we talk about implicit memory, experiences the body records without language. That's the archivist, mute, exact, undeceived, and is positioned perfectly, half in, half out. Because awareness is like that. Too much and you drown, too little and you repeat. The eyes keep us honest without destroying us. There is tenderness here too. Those big eyes aren't just terrified, they are protective. Predators widen eyes to see more. Caregivers widen eyes to make sure nothing is missed. This set watches the stirring between architect and marionette like a lifeguard watching a rip current. Now look at the composition again and you'll notice a triangle. Left, middle, right. In family systems theory, triangles stabilize tension. Energy calculates instead of exploding. The architect crafts, the marionette pleases, the archivist witnesses. Around and around, it works until it doesn't. What breaks the loop? Usually something small, a question that lands like stone in water. What if I'm loved for the wrong reasons? The puppet's wave hesitates. The archivist blinks. The architect, just for a second, lets the smile drop. That second is where change enters. If these three could speak to each other, the room would go very still. The marionette would go first because the quiet ones always do when they finally get a turn. I'm so tired of waving. I'm so good at it that no one asks if I have hands. The archivist would answer softly. I kept the proof, the times you wanted to say no, the times you wanted to ask for help. I didn't want you to forget. The architect would stare at the floor. I thought, if I kept everything smooth, we'd keep everyone we love. And the archivist again, not unkind, you kept everyone but us. That's the moment in therapy when someone finally admits the cost of being admirable. It's also the moment art becomes medicine, because drawing lets you rehearse a truth before you leave it. So the question changes, not how do I keep the puppet believable, but how do I set it down without dropping myself? The answer isn't dramatic. It never is. It's one line at a time. Today I will tell the truth in one small sentence. Today I will disappoint someone and survive. Today I will wave with my hand, not my whole life. Eventually, the string looks less like control and more like connection. The architect stops extracting identities and starts integrating them. The marionette learns the weight of its own feet. The archivist finally blinks and rests. That's how healing looks, by the way. Not cinematic, just less pretending. We all carry a version of these three. The social media page is the marionette, the resume is the smile, the insomnia is the eyes. Art is just a place we admit the arrangement. If this piece stirs something, annoyance, recognition, a laugh you didn't expect, tell me in the comments which of the three you are living as this week. No judgment, we rotate. If you want more art like this, ink, story, psychology, like, subscribe, and share this with the friend who always says they are fine. I'm Farah, this is FaraVibe Art, and this was a page where a smile built a puppet and a pair of eyes refused to look away. See you in the next nightmare. Bye.